Wow, Gina is so hot lah.
So hot lah.
I did not mean that Gina is so hot. I'm just saying it is so hot.
You're listening to
Jom Sembang, Malaysia.
I tell you, this heat wave fried your brain.
I know.
The current weather is really, really, how to say that day I came back from JB, right? So I packed 1 t-shirt a day lah, like normal, because I'm staying 7 days, so 7 t-shirt, right? But then I need to take shower like 3 times a day because I'm melting hot. Even like just walking across the road to the other building or to the hall that I'm doing the musical, just a 3 minutes walk and I'm like all sweaty by the time I arrive the other side, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot last with 1 t-shirt a day now.
Actually, you don't even have to wait until you walk across the hall or across the corridor. I come out of the shower and then dry everything ready, then put on clothes ready. I'm sure just put powder on the face, right? So you got the 3-step, right? Okay, put toner, put moisture and what? I can't remember lah. Then by the time the powder goes on, it's like your face is wet. How to put?
Yeah.
Sweat.
I mean, even the aircon doesn't feel like, I mean, it helps, but then when you come out literally from the shower, do you take a cold shower or hot shower on a heat wave day?
I still turn on the heater, but I put it to minimum.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually heat wave, right, is categorized as, there's 2 levels.
Okay.
Level 1 is between 35 to 37 degrees.
Okay.
Which is, I think, currently what we are experiencing, kinda. And then there's level 2, which is 37 to 40 degrees.
Oh, wow.
Which Perlis, Perak, and Beaufort in Sabah have been categorized as level 2 heat wave.
Okay.
So if level 3 is like 40 and above, right? 40 and above is
Wow.
where a lot of people get heat stroke and stuff like that lah. So it's quite severe what's happening in our country. So yeah, what do you do when you are in this heat wave situation? For example, like me, right? I was in JB, I was very glad because at home got no aircon. Then when I go JB for work, right? Then they got aircon ma. So I'm like, I literally don't feel the heat all that much when I'm in the aircon room or in the hall.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice lah. Except when I need to come out and do some fake walks for my musical, then it's become torturingly hot.
Okay, so for me, right, I noticed that for people who are working from home and are not in the habit of turning on the aircon all the time, it is quite difficult. So I could turn on the aircon. I mean, if I'm not being calculative and check about the bill and everything, but I'm trying to be, or I'm rather quite a conservationist at heart, right? So I feel like if I turn on the aircon, I will make things worse.
Okay.
Like, right, it's already so hot. I turn on the aircon. Everybody does that. Then next year it'll be hotter because we are like burning fuel and stuff. So I try not to lah. But the problem is, let's say afternoon lah. Mine especially the last few months lah, I think. After lunch, right, I am just incapacitated. And I'm thinking, why am I so sluggish?
Mine is not even after lunch. Because now I came back from JB, right? So back to my house, there's no aircon. I wake up, I have breakfast, shower. After I finish shower, I feel like it really interrupts the balance of my body temperature. Like in the morning when I wake up, maybe the whole night I'm struggling with heat and then it adjusted, right?
Yeah.
So when I take my morning shower, it suddenly feel like, the temperature needs to readjust again back to the heat.
Oh.
So right.
So it's not like you feel refreshed after, but you feel like, my body is like cooled down and then outside is so hot.
And then it struggles to balance
recalibrate.
Up and that itself means after breakfast I cannot function already. Like I'm already feeling like sticky after shower and like I supposed to shower to feel refreshed to start the day. But after I shower, I feel like very lethargic and I cannot start the day. And then I'll be struggling all the way until lunchtime where it gets even worse because it's the hottest period of the day, right?
Yeah.
Then I feel like the whole day is down the drain.
But that's very interesting, right? Because I recently discovered that, well, not so recent lah, that the seasons really do affect your mood, right? And this one I discovered in the winter when, I mean, I have no understanding of what winter is. I know we're talking about heat wave, but I remember being in Russia for an event. This was before all the war and the crisis. Well, this current war anyway. And we used to say, why is it everybody on the they call it the metro. So MRT, their train system is called the metro. And people are just like sad. Like their face is glum.
Okay.
They are not very happy. And the Malaysians, being Malaysians, they would get onto the train and they would, yeah. And they've told me, right? Because I went there to meet Malaysian students. And they told me, even once, right, the locals there said, why you're so happy one? Like, why you're laughing all the time?
I kind of understand that because when I was in London, it was the tail end of winter.
Yeah.
And we are Malaysians in our winter clothes and we are like still yakking around. But then we can see that other people are walking quite depressed with the head down because
Correct.
it's cold and stuff
So,
like that.
okay, so me being me, I thought, okay lah, maybe just Malaysians are chirpy bunch and Russians maybe are a little bit more morose bunch. But on the first day of spring, suddenly they were like, you could see smiles on their faces, right? And everybody was not the same. And it was just the first day of spring. And I realized even my face can smile already. Earlier I want to smile, like it's a bit frozen.
Ha,
So then
ha.
I realized, hey, it's true lah. So the seasons, the weather, right, actually plays a big role in how we feel. So now that I'm facing heat wave, I know it's polar opposites lah, winter, summer.
But you can smile because your face is not frozen.
Yeah. So I think what I've been trying to do is adjust my schedule accordingly. You know, like try to work a bit smarter. I'm forever trying to do this. Maybe not smart enough. So I realized that if I'm going to make an appointment to meet somebody, then the best time to do it would probably be in the afternoon because I'm going to feel sluggish anyway. I'm not going to be efficient.
But where do you find the strength to leave the house?
Then that is the problem. Because now you're so hot, you're like, just
Because
to get
it's
myself
like,
out.
right?
Yeah.
It's let's say, okay, you said afternoon, example like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock
Yeah.
kind of thing. Or it's the hottest period. Then before
Correct.
you leave the house, you need to take a shower
Yes.
because you're sweating. Then after you shower, your body adjusting. Then after you don't feel like leaving the house, then how?
Yeah. So that one, so I tried a few things lah. I tried the morning one. Then when I came back, I felt like, I wasted the morning. Because morning, I'm still quite fresh lah. Not like you lah.
Okay.
I felt like, I wasted the morning. Now I'm tired. Now I cannot work. Or maybe I should just rest, wait until the sun goes down, then start working. So then I tried the other one. I tried, going afternoon, doing afternoon, appointments. But like you said lah, trying to get out of the house is just, oh my gosh, it's like dragging myself off the floor. So then I thought, maybe I should do a late morning. Well, if it's like 12-ish, if it's like lunch-ish.
You can tell we are still trying to find ways to adjust to this heat
Then
wave.
if it's like, okay, if I leave the house at 11, or leave the house earlier, do some work somewhere out first. And then it's easier to just hop on to the next appointment rather than, because I don't know about you lah, from when I'm working at home, I'm still in my, not pajamas, but
House
home
clothes.
clothes. It's not like going out to meet people clothes. So I'm okay lah, halfway and then just popping off to meet the other person. That kind of works lah for me.
Okay. I think half of the population in the country who works in the office would not understand heat wave.
Yes, because they're
just
forever inside the
they walk
aircon.
inside, good morning, they go inside there, and then they come out, the sun go down. So they have like zero idea of heat wave thing.
Unless it's a holiday.
But our country has reported 27 cases of heat-related illness in the past 1 month.
And would that be in the stage 2?
It's not written here, but we have 1 death case
Oh dear.
because of heat stroke. So I think it's quite a serious thing. So maybe after the break, we can discuss about practical ways that we can apply to survive heat wave and not get a heat stroke.
Okay. Today's episode is in support of the YWCA KL's brand new initiative called the YWCA Community Oasis. If you would like to be involved in greening up a space right in the middle of downtown KL, reach out to us on social media, YWCA KL.
Just said, I would like to green the place too.
Yes.
The other day, right, before I come back from JB, I went and searched for like those portable aircons. So I was like,
Which one? The put water one?
the fan with the water
okay.
one or some. I think it has to put water, otherwise it wouldn't be considered aircon lah.
Okay.
So I was looking at all this and then I must put in the purchase before I leave for KL so that when it arrives, I arrive and then I cannot use it. So after that, I called my mom and said, hey, do you need a portable aircon? And she laughed. She's like, huh? Portable aircon? Yeah, it's hot lah, but then why do you even think about such things lah? So after that, I say, nothing to lose lah. If the heat wave is gonna be like 3-4 months, and I know I cannot survive. Even if I can survive daytime, nighttime to sleep is quite horrible.
And it's not going to go away after
Anytime
that.
soon,
you know,
right?
next year it's probably going to be back. Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of ordered the portable
Yay.
aircon lah. And then I realized how it works. You need to put water, or you can put ice cubes in the water to make it super cold.
Okay.
and it actually sends you mist. It's not really aircon. For me, it's fan plus cold
Right.
mist equals to aircon
But
maybe.
wouldn't the ice like melt super fast?
So even if it's melt, it's cold water that sends out the mist. So it's kind of work.
Cools down the...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of it run on USB or power bank. So it's not like a high running machine. I'm talking like not the one that you see in those restaurants. They put this like 5,000 ringgit. Not the big one. It's literally a small one that is maybe A4 size.
Okay.
That I can put on my office table and got mist going.
Almost like those ionizers that size. That
correct.
Kind of thing.
So even the bigger it goes, maybe double A4, A3 size.
Right.
That I can move around from my bedroom to my office anytime, and it doesn't consume that much electricity somehow compared to an aircon.
Okay.
Like because the aircon function is to cool down the whole room.
Yes.
But this one is like portable aircon. It's like you just cool down next to you lah.
The space,
cool you,
that
cool
small
you.
space.
Not cool the space, cool you lah.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things that have resulted in.
Wow.
And actually after that when I read, right, it's very important to keep our skin wet during a heat wave.
But you're sweating what?
Yeah. But then your sweat.
Maybe that's why
when
we
you're
sweat.
sweating, right, then all your pores open and stuff like that, right?
Uh-huh.
But you see, salt is in sweat.
Yes.
And when it sweats and you don't rub it off, it's just a layer of salt, closing all your pores at the end of the day.
Okay. So you need to go exfoliate.
Yeah, so keeping the skin wet is one of the solutions that the experts propose. So that misting really worked for me because some of the most TikTok viral was take a spray and spray your skin every 1 to 2 hours.
This mist thing.
Yeah.
Spray mist thing.
So I'm like, okay, never mind. Just use this mist thing. It kind of helps. I find it kind of help. I mean, it's like kind of taking a shower, not a shower while you're sitting down.
I suppose it's like kind of like when you're outdoors, even when there's no heat wave, you're out on a hike or whatever, and you just spray your face to give it that refreshing,
to keep it cool, so that your skin is not forever sweating lah. Yeah, some sort like that. So that's one of the practical ways.
Okay.
What other practical ways do you practice besides meeting at different times?
So I haven't really thought about getting anything, but just now I said I don't want to turn on the aircon, right? But I do realize that sometimes when I feel like I need to be at optimal level to work, or I need to do this, or I need to seriously concentrate, then I will turn on the small aircon in the small room. So it's like a 1 horsepower thingy.
Oh yeah. The small room works because it just cool up the small room so it doesn't take up that much.
And because my mom lives with me, right? So I'll tell her, hey, come you come and sit inside also. So I've actually moved. We've got my sister-in-law got her this it's not an armchair, like a resting sofa or what. One single comfortable chill chair kind of thing. So I moved it from the living room into my office space. And then I realized, hey, this can be my woman cave. Okay lah, she doesn't disturb me, then I don't disturb her, then I do my thing, she do her thing.
So aircon normally
just cooling down.
What kind of setting you use?
What kind of setting
Got
the
turbo cooler, got fan lah.
No lah, I don't put the fan too big.
Auto fan lah.
It will be the auto cooling one lah. Normally I also don't put it too low. 24 is fine for me. I don't need to be at 18. So it basically cools down the room. Sometimes, I know aircon people will say this spoils the aircon, but I leave the door ajar a little bit and I close the outside windows and doors. And it actually kind of brings the temperature a little bit lower around. Just a little bit lah, And I notice this sometimes I go out into the living room, then I come back past my room. Actually, it feels cooler on that side lah. So just a tip, right, in case you didn't realize, 1 horsepower needs a lot less energy than the 2 horsepower. Anytime you turn on the 2 horsepower,
turn on the aircon in the smallest room.
Yeah, if you're only gonna sit in one corner there, then just use the smaller room lah. That kind of thing lah. That helps. Of course, then minum banyak air lah.
Yeah. Stay hydrated is one
important.
of the key purpose. Do you drink cold water or hot water when it's heat wave time?
I drink room temperature. I've kind of now just gotten used to room temperature.
Okay.
Yeah. Not hot lah. Ayo, serious how?
I don't know, like Chinese have this belief, like if you eat spicy food hot, you must drink hot water is better to beat the heat than cold water.
No, Chinese believe hot water is good for everything.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, we had this conversation with somebody, I can't remember. It's like if you're sick, drink hot water. Anything hot water will cure you, one Chinese belief.
Because it kills all the germs in the stomach, in the system.
Something like, I don't know lah, but cannot lah, you're also hot already. Room temperature can.
So drink water is very important. The other thing that I've been practicing is taking fruits, but not the kind of, not banana kind of fruit.
The
watermelon, the water-based fruits.
Yes.
Yeah, that really helps because it has also the vitamin C to really keep your body healthy.
I'm not into
and good.
fruits, but okay.
Yeah. Instead of taking a lot of latte or something, you know.
Because it's also
contributes to the-
dehydrating, right?
Correct. Actually, coffee is very dehydrating.
Yeah. Who was it? This restaurant owner once told
Bunny
us.
from Kulang.
Yes, Barney from Kluang, shout out. If you take 1 cup of coffee, you gotta replace it with 2 cups of water.
So yeah, so every time people say drink, drink, drink. So I realized that I prefer cold water lah. So I have stocks and stocks of cold water. And I'm trying to finish at least 4 bottles to 5 bottles
Stocks of cold
in my fridge. Yeah. So I kind of cleared off my fridge after when I came from JB, right? It's quite empty, right? So I didn't really fill it up with food. I filled it up with water. Cold water. Yeah.
Cooling the internal system.
Correct. So those are some ways to beat the heat lah.
Someone told me
Mm-hmm.
that planting technically cools down the air because it's greening the space. So
It's
one
greening
day-
the space, but trees also have shades.
shades,
Yeah.
correct. But one day somebody just told me, just put more plants in your room lah. And I'm wondering, really can does that actually work? Do you know?
I don't know if it works because I have a lot of plants in my house.
Maybe
Yeah.
without the plants you might be hotter. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm
maybe,
just
maybe.
wondering.
But the idea of planting a tree is quite interesting for me because it cools down the environment, right? And I think,
But that's because of the
how
shade
does
or
it
because
work?
of
It's
the
the shade.
oxygen.
Because for example, if I'm driving on the highway,
Yeah.
it's super hot. I can feel it, right?
Yeah.
The moment I go underneath the highway, see in KL, the highway got 4 layers. One, you go underneath another highway that's above you covered, right? You can feel the immediate drop of temperature just by being underneath a covered road.
So it's not necessarily that greening effect, just the shade.
Correct.
That
Because
keeps you
greening
away from
effect, I
this.
think, is more of the oxygens that
Yeah,
come
yeah.
and whatever not, right? Which
Yeah.
is like, yes and no lah about the heat
Yeah.
lah. But if you stand under a tree, you definitely feel cooler than standing outside of a tree lah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
find shade lor.
So I know like when we were staying in Landed, my parents will make sure that there are trees that block certain part of our house. So that let's say the evening sun comes in, then
Yeah.
this tree already like filter it. Which
Oh,
I
that actually
think
makes
my father still does that. She put a lot of plants at every balcony
curtain,
or
is it?
window. Yeah, she said because we have afternoon sun.
Yeah,
It's very hot. So he encourages the growth to cover the whole window so that when the afternoon comes, no sun, no heat. It helps one layer.
Maybe that's why when you are on a landed property, the evening sun thing is not as ketara as if you're on a condo.
Yeah.
Because how's the tree going to cover you from up there, right?
Correct. But condo, you are like at the sky level. Landed, you are down there, right?
So you have the shade lah.
The heat doesn't still go.
I
I mean, the sun doesn't shine all the way down like that one. It's
that
just-
one
yeah.
I wouldn't know lah.
The other thing that my parents did was they actually tinted the windows.
Yes.
It really helped a lot in terms of the sun rays lah. Actually, it's the sun rays that comes in that brings heat to the house. And then if you have aircon, then if you close all the door and window, then the heat just stops.
Yes.
And then it grows. The heat can actually increase because of closed door
Unfortunately,
and
our
windows.
buildings are not made for good circulation anymore. They're all made, unfortunately, they expect you to have aircon.
Yeah, the latest properties lah.
Some don't even have like
Actually,
the
it
fan
depends
thing
lah. So
inside.
my parents like to have window and door open like me. I like circulation.
Yeah.
So even if the heat, right? But if you have a circulation where your door and your window is open, then the air can go through your house.
Correct.
It actually helps with that whole heat management thing.
Correct. So my condo, for example, I noticed that if I leave the main door open, I get very nice
Yeah.
ventilation.
Correct.
The problem is it's just too unprivate.
Oh, that's why
Like,
a lot of
if you
people
walk past, unless
a lot
you
of
build
people
a-
build a gate, and then the gate will be like the first 5 feet is block one. Then up there and you got the square grill.
Or something to block so that people
Correct.
cannot see lah. But then I
Correct.
suppose if you do that, you also kind of block the airflow lah. I don't know. But
No
Yeah
lah,
lor.
top airflow lah. So
Oh.
yeah, you still have a top. First, the
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
of
yeah.
airflow is there must be an entrance and exit.
yes, correct.
So if you open just one door and you don't open anything else, it's not gonna
Yeah.
consider as
Betul.
air circulation. But the
Betul,
tinting
itu.
part really is something that you can do. You might think it's ugly, depending on how you do it. You can go to places like DIY or Daiso, right? You can buy that whole tinting thing. It doesn't just come in black now. You can have blue lah, color lah, pattern lah, whatever.
My thing with tinting is please do it properly lah. I've seen too many, well, I don't know, windows that are not well done and then just look so horrible. And I don't know if the quality of the tint is good. But if you're going to do it, I would say do it properly, and get a good quality one that actually can block the UV rays.
Yeah, but the
as
DIY
well.
5 ringgit one does block the
Correct.
UV rays.
If Gina does it, it'll probably look fine. If I do it, it'll probably will look
But windows are
horrible,
square. It's not circle or
There you
curve.
go.
It can't be
So,
that
yeah.
complicated. But that will be another conversation altogether.
Yes. You know yourself lah. You can do or cannot do lah. Itu macam je.
Yeah, but the other thing that heatwave really affected for me lah was all my plants. Like I used to water them every alternate day.
Oh my gosh.
Now, right, watering every day, right, I still see yellow leaf. I need to water twice a day. Here's a tip about watering plant during the heat wave. Water in the morning and water at night. Don't water in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Because then the water and the plant, the roots is struggling to fight for the water. Like the water evaporate faster than the root could suck it in. So it defeats the purpose of trying to water a plant if you do it in the afternoon.
Oh, this is if it's in the earth. If it's
In the
cooked
earth
well
lah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So my plants are right now sitting in water, like the water-based type, right? Their roots are in the water. So there was once, I think I normally refill every 3-4 days. And normally I can go up to a week and it kind of depletes and then you top it up lah. But they won't die lah because they got water at the bottom. One day I looked right, it's like, not 1 week, it's dry. Like kering kontang already. It's like just totally dry. I'm like, wow. Either they are very, very thirsty and drinking it up or it's just been evaporating.
But it's been a very, prominent effect is this water evaporating thing. Like one of the questions is people who have ponds in their house. Suddenly have to refill the pond because the level that it get evaporated is so significant.
Yeah.
So that shows how heatwave actually is more serious or crucial now compared to what we think it is. And considering that this heatwave will last until August at least before the monsoon cloud change and stuff like that, it's quite important for us to practice certain ways to stay alive lah.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate heatwave because it can cause death. So yeah.
And saying that, I suppose it's about time that we take care of conserving our water as well lah. Simply lah.
Yeah.
Because everything's evaporating.
Because they're evaporating, actually the Malaysian agency has reported that the two main dam has also evaporated quite a lot. So they are quite concerned about that as well lah. So yeah, as much as we need to stay hydrated, we are also running out of water.
Yeah.
Maybe we should buy water and stock up.
Please don't start. No.
Anyway, to end this episode, this is something that I read on the internet. To fight heat wave, you need to drink at least half a cup of water every hour.
Half a cup of water every hour. Okay.
Yeah. So if you can do that, then chances are your body is quite alright lah, cooled down. So yeah.
Minumlah air. Jom Sembang Malaysia is hosted by two Malaysians who are passionate about Malaysian stuff.
Stay tuned every week for a brand new Sembang session with Cerita Suito and Gina Yap Layung.
Today's episode is recorded at Studio 2105.
Remember to click like and subscribe for the brand new episode next week.